Hey, it's Joy bringing you your first vlog from Renew Yourself with Joy. Today's topic is a pretty interesting one. It's one that's going to be debated until the end of time, as everyone's always going to have a different opinion about it and a different feeling about it. So the topic that we're talking about today is remain best buds or walk away from the stud. What we want to know is, should you remain friends with your ex? So let's get into it. What I did to really get into this topic is I polled a large group of people and posed the question to them, what do you think about remaining in a relationship with your ex? Is it a no-go? Is it something that you think you can survive, that your current relationship can survive? Is it healthy or is it not? I got some interesting responses, and that's something that I wanted to share with you. So one of the first quotes that I got back was, yes, it's possible. The key word is possible. Once both parties know that the ship for them has sailed and is respectful towards the new partners in their ex's life, then it's all good. So this sounds to me a little bit like yes, but. Okay, so yeah, we can go ahead and we continue to have this friendship that we're having as long as we're both on the same page, as long as we both have an understanding about where we are in life. I have a new partner. I have boundaries around that. I need respect around that. If you're able to do that, and I'm able to do that with your current situation, then we can continue to be friends. What would even be the reason that people continue to be friends with an ex? It's possible that that person is really a good person. Maybe they're not a good husband, or maybe they're not a good wife. Maybe they're not a good boyfriend or girlfriend, but when you met them, maybe they were as funny as all get up, and they're still funny, even though they used to irritate you and leave their socks around. When you guys are separate, you're able to kind of like dust off that chrome and see the shininess that happened in the beginning. That doesn't mean that you desire to be with them in a romantic way, but it means you have enough distance to be able to appreciate the attributes of that person. So the first person gave us a yes, but. Yes, but get it together and let's be on the same page. So let's get to the next bit of feedback. Yes, if you just fall out of love with that person, but share respect and friendship. I'm lucky to have that with my ex, and not to mention, he's the father of my child and has done right by her. This one is a biggie. You have children together. Can you really ever X out your ex when you have created a life with them? Sometimes this person X's themselves out and it's not the ideal situation. So what if you do have a situation where this person is great to your children? They're everything to your children. They're providing what your kids need. At that point, your children kind of come first. Now, does it mean that you have to be friends just because you have kids together? No, it does not mean that you have to. In my work and in my personal life, can I tell you that it honestly benefits the children for you two to get along at a minimum, and is even better when you're friends? Absolutely. We want to model for our children the healthiest type of breaks or shifts and transitions in our lives. And if you truly transition and you're truly able to move forward in your life, is there a need to have animosity with the person that you've decided to kind of part ways? Yes, it does depend on how the breakup occurred. But in a situation where you are doing your real healing, you should be able to model to your child what that health looks like. It looks like I can talk to you and not be angry every time I look at your face. And I can appreciate the fact that you haven't exited from our child's life and you care just as much about my child than I do. We do have something in common. We have a common ground, and common ground is a good situation for a friendship. If you're happy in your life and they're happy in their life, or at least they get their joy from the child, both of you can kind of have a good growth spot from there and continue to have that friendship, at least for the sake of the child. This final bit of feedback that I got from the group was priceless, and she was keeping it real. So I want to share a little bit of this with you and see what your take is on it. Let me answer this question by saying yes and no. It depends on how the breakup happens. Now, if you have a clean breakup where both of you fell out of love, but love one another with clear respect, then yes. But come on, How often does that actually happen? I don't mean yes in where you're visiting them, calling, and hanging out with them. It should be clear boundaries. When I say no, it's because maybe it's not healthy for you. If this is truly your ex, then act like it. X means X. You don't have to be rude, mean, or anything less. If you happen to see them out and feel like speaking, then speak, but keep it moving. Also, you must take in consideration if your current partner would think that this would be something that they'd be okay with, or are they jealous? No. They're now with you and they want to know that he or she is your past. Think back. It's a reason why they're your ex. So what this last one sounds like to me is, tell him boy bye, boy bye. So at the end of the day, what does all this mean? What's all this feedback and these differing opinions? What's the right answer? Look, in most cases, there's never a right or wrong answer. So if you were looking for me to tell you one, the only thing I can tell you is, I don't know. By the way, that shoulder shrug happens to drive one of my clients very crazy because I'm expected to tell you what it is. No, you know what it is. Everyone knows what it is from their own personal experience. Everybody really, honestly, if they're being honest with themselves, do know what brings them peace, what brings them joy, and what actually brings value into their lives and what does not. Sometimes we might be looking at a situation from where we were and not looking at the situation from where we are right now. I say make whatever choices you need to make in order to have peace, joy, happiness in your life, okay? But when you're making these decisions, make sure that they're informed. Make sure you're considering the whole bag of nuts, all right? And when you make that decision, I want you to go ahead and own it. Do not apologize for what it is you want to do. Whether that's cutting somebody off and them having their feelings be hurt, or keeping someone in your life that you feel like is necessary for whatever reasons that you have. Be informed and own it. We all have the ability to create our own story. And what I want you to remember is when you're creating your own story and you're making your choices, always, at the end of the day, choose joy.